Hello, and welcome to the Q&A session with the Executive Leadership Team from SAP SuccessFactors. This is my very first Success Connect, and it has been absolutely brilliant. A great opportunity for learning and networking. In this session, we have curated questions from attendees here at Success Connect, as well as via our social channels. So let's get into the first question. Aaron, the first question is for you.
I'm ready.
All right. It's around sustainability. Sustainability was a key theme at Sapphire earlier this year. It's a key theme here. And in fact, it's a key theme overall for SAP. How can companies start to deliver or improve sustainability programs within their organizations?
Elaine, I love this question so much because we know that you can no longer drive economic or environmental sustainability without people sustainability. And so at SAP SuccessFactors, we really define people sustainability as treating people within an organization, people across an organization's supply chain, and people in the community that an organization operates in ethically and fairly. Because people sustainability, well, it recognizes that people and human potential must be supported. They must be valued because this drives resilience, it drives agility, and that creates a more sustainable future itself. And through that people sustainability lens itself, those goals, that's what creates the future that we all want to see.
Meg, the next question is for you. Right. We hear a lot about organizational agility and skills, and I know that skills is a passion of yours. So here's a multi-part question for you. What role do dynamic teams play in organizational agility and skills? Do dynamic teams require a cultural shift? How do we create dynamic teams, and how are they different from normal teams?
So I think everybody here understands that we're really enthusiastic about dynamic teams. Not just as a technology, but really as a way to recognize how work happens today. And work today happens not just in organizational silos, but in cross-functional ways. And this is where dynamic teams can really help. So we see dynamic teams as a future of work core structure, a structure that is critical, not just for solving the understanding of how work happens today, but building the foundation for the adaptable way that work is going to happen in the future. And we know that when you're part of a dynamic team, you're often doing something really important. And that important thing is how you get an opportunity to practice new skills, how you get an opportunity to work with new people, and that is where learning happens. So everything about the upskilling need in an organization is empowered and supported with dynamic teams.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Amy, we're going to go to you next.
All right.
How does SAP SuccessFactors Learning fit into SuccessFactors' vision for a future-ready workforce? What innovations can we expect within SuccessFactors Learning?
All right. Well, this ties in really well with what Meg was just saying. And when we think about learning, we think about three things: having to learn, needing to learn, and wanting to learn. And historically, we've done a great job with having to learn at SuccessFactors. But that need to learn for specific job skills and the want to learn in particular are the areas that we're really focusing on in order to up-level the future-ready workforce. So what we're doing is multifold. So first of all, learning is at the center of our future-ready workforce vision. So when we talk about the skills ontology and the growth portfolio, and then surfacing recommendations to individuals within the opportunity marketplace, it includes things like learning content, which is a little bit more traditional, but it also includes experiential learning. So things like mentoring, shadow assignments, working with dynamic teams like Meg just talked about. And so it really is all encompassing around learning. And then when we get into learning specifically, we will be reimagining the learning experience itself and pulling in all of those elements so that you have a really easy way to see what you have to do, what you need to do, and then also what you want to do. Really bringing all of that goodness into the learning experience itself, as well as into the opportunity marketplace.
Amy, staying with you and on the topic of development and learning, we've heard that SuccessFactors is taking a leap forward with AI and machine learning functionality in the skills area. What else is planned?
Got it. Yeah. So we're so excited for this second half release. It's really the first tangible result of our Swoop talent acquisition from last year, where we're really bringing the AI and ML expertise from that team and that product to life within the SuccessFactors system. And so initially, the skills ontology is pulling from industry data, and it's creating algorithms in order to serve up skills inferences, leveraging Microsoft Graph, and so on. Next year, just in the next few months, really, what you'll start to see is the bringing in of specific customer skills, as well as other skills databases that customers are leveraging, so that we can create customer-specific skills ontologies that continue to learn. And then we'll be expanding what we learn about individuals by going beyond Microsoft Graph to things like Microsoft Topics. And so it'll become a much richer environment beyond our first initial release.
Thanks very much, Amy. Aaron, we're going to come back to you.
Okay.
Can you provide some color on the future of our partnership with Qualtrics?
Absolutely. We remain so excited about the partnership that SAP has with Qualtrics. And we really view this as a key differentiator, not just for SAP, but really for all of our SuccessFactors customers and our customer community itself. In the second half release, there will be a really exciting new integration that we are releasing with SAP and Qualtrics that really further integrates our recruiting capabilities with the Qualtrics candidate experience management platform. And not only are we doing that with Qualtrics, but we're also looking at how we improve the experience across WorkZone and Opportunity Marketplace so that every piece of the experience journey for an individual inside of an organization and candidates coming into an organization are really covered. And that for us gives not just employees or candidates the experience they need, but that helps an organization deliver a differentiated experience for their entire workforce.
Marianne, let's go to you. What are some of the realities that you were hearing from our customers regarding hybrid work?
So it's a complicated topic, Elaine, and I don't think anybody has the full answer. It's a little bit of trial and error as to what's going to work. We know that people have adjusted really well to working at home. Some want to come back because they feel a little bit isolated, but many don't. And many have long commutes. They feel it's a waste of time. They get to the office and nobody's there, so why did they make the effort? But what we've seen happening and what we hear from our customers is that basically, we're making changes. We're basically taking these office spaces and we're modifying them. And we're modifying them in a really positive way to create amazing collaboration spaces. We no longer are going to go to an office and sit in an office with a closed door. We're going to go to the office to be with people, to work with people, and to really collaborate with our team members. So look, is it solved? No. But I think the key here is flexibility. And I see many of our customers offering amazing flexibility to their workforce, including SAP. So we have the ability to work from home, to work in an office, or to do a little bit of both.
And Elaine, I might just add on to that. I agree with everything Marianne has said, but I think there's, and the pandemic has really proven this out, there's been a fundamental shift for people and culture leaders where the workplace itself now really needs input from people and culture. It's no longer just the domain of a real estate or facilities team inside of an organization. Really, the HR, the people and culture leader, need to work in coordination with their entire workforce to understand the requirements, the ways in which people want to work, And as Marianne said, design workplace experiences that really speak to that.
Aaron, let's stay with you.
Okay.
You're very active on social media regarding employee mental health.
Yep.
What are leading companies doing to address improving employee mental health?
It's a great question, Elaine. And the mental health conversation and topic has certainly been one that has been around for many years. It's been one that has, I think, really come to the forefront as a result of the pandemic itself, where organizations and HR leaders, people and culture leaders, really needed to start thinking about duty of care as not just being in the workplace, but everything that surrounds work itself. And what we see, and we've seen this proven out through the pandemic, is that burnout rates are at an all-time high. And some of this can be attributed to remote work. A lot of this can be attributed to financial stress. And over the first couple of years of the pandemic, we really saw those burnout rates accelerating. Now what we're seeing is something slightly different, which is this move of quiet quitting, where people are dialing back the amount of work that they are producing, which really speaks to a lack of employee engagement. And that, in many cases, can speak to an issue of employee mental health. So for leading organizations, they understand that a mental health strategy, one that is not just simply offering an employee assistance program, but one that actually puts guardrails and scaffolding around the way in which work is performed and sets expectations that work is not a 24/7 activity. And instead, work needs to be done flexibly. It can be done in a way that works for both the individual and the organization. Those are organizations that thrive in this case. And at SAP, we ourselves have introduced what we call focus days. In most countries, it's focus Fridays. And we really encourage our leadership team and our people to not schedule any internal meetings whatsoever. This allows people to clear out what they need to be working on. It allows them to not just be stuck in that constant internal meeting cycle, and really helps people get some of that work-life integration back. But these initiatives themselves are not enough. I think technology can really help organizations understand and provide real, tangible, and meaningful tools to help support the entire workforce, including the contingent workforce. And this can be anything from listening capabilities with SAP's Qualtrics solutions with employee experience, all the way to just really simple things like making sure the leadership team knows how to ask, "Are you okay?" and knows what to do with an answer where somebody might say, "I'm actually struggling."
Meg, as a follow-up question for you regarding employee experience, what are we doing within SuccessFactors solutions to improve employee experience?
Yeah, well, I think Marianne and Aaron talked a lot about this already. The embedding of Qualtrics is not just about technology, right? It is about making sure that there is clarity and opportunity to listen to what's happening to employees in real time, and to then understand and respond organizationally how you can better facilitate the kind of experiences people need. So now, what's really important about this topic is it needs to be human-centric, not just HR-led, because a lot of the times what people need can be supported and facilitated by HR, but it's not the totality of what they need. They also need a stronger relationship with their boss, a better connection with their team, maybe some supporting structures at home. So these things are not exclusively within HR. They're really organizationally much more expansive. And so when we think about employee experience, it is much, much more than just the silo of HR, but we really believe that HR has a strong role to play in helping to improve that experience and to really raise the bar about the connection with the humans and the understanding at the aggregate of what programs are working and what programs are still struggling. So we really see this as an opportunity to adapt and evolve, as opposed to just solving a single problem today. Because if we learned anything over the last few years, is that there is a lot of change happening. And that change is not something you can predict. it's something you have to respond to. So getting better at understanding what that change means to your workforce, and then being better at building the capacity to respond in an empathetic and supportive and a scalable way is what really HR organizations are thinking about.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Can I jump in on that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because one of the problems that we see and that we hear a lot about is the problem of retaining great employees. And employee experience is such a key part of that retaining of that employee. The conversations that they have with their manager, with their colleagues, that's really what keeps people at a company, right? It's not money. It's all about the human connection. And so I think with these two questions that we just had, around mental health, around employee experience, asking that next question as a manager, really taking the time to get to know everyone on your team and make sure that they're supported, it's critical for retaining employees.
100%. Amy, let's come back to you. Why are customers excited to move from on-prem to the cloud, and how is SuccessFactors making this easier?
All right, so the move to the cloud it's different for every single customer, right? And it can be a multi-step process for a lot of customers, and we understand all of that. Now, of course, the most important step that a company, organization can take is to move their core HR from on-premise to the cloud. So that's really about taking that next step with Employee Central and implementing it, because then that lights up all of the applications like talent and learning and everything else, recruiting, et cetera, onboarding. All of those are so much better as a result. And so what we're doing is really making sure that move to Employee Central, moving off of on-premise core HR to Employee Central, is as easy and valuable as possible. And so a couple of the things that we're doing right now and delivering really soon with this next release is first a cross-system workflow that connects our core HR in the cloud, Employee Central, with our on-premise payroll, for example, or potentially time management if that's still on-premise, or benefits, or some other portion of on-premise. But instead of having the feeling and the burden of two different systems, being able to leverage our cross-system workflow so that it has one seamless experience for administrators as well as for end users. So that's a really big, important enhancement that we are making to our solution, driven by the customer demand.
Meg, as a follow-up to that, we have a question on next-gen cloud delivery. Yay! What benefits can customers expect from the hyperscale migration, and how is SAP making it easier for customers to migrate to the cloud?
Some of you may be unaware of the huge investment that SAP has made in SuccessFactors infrastructure. This is important for a lot of reasons. It's important for resiliency, it's important for security, it's important for how we serve our customers, but it's also important for our innovation engine, because having our infrastructure modernized helps us move faster with our innovation channel for bringing our business technology platform innovations forward, as well as for the SuccessFactors innovations like our dynamic teams, like our AI and ML and all of the stuff we're doing with data. And so getting to that new and modern infrastructure really matters. One of the things that I'm personally really proud of is that we set ourselves a commitment that this migration would not be painful for customers, that we wouldn't put the burden on them for a big change. And I'm really proud of the work that we have done to work with our customers to remove any kind of hesitation or anxiety about these big moves, because they are actually physically big moves of data. And we have had just such good response about that. And one of the things that we're getting that is immediately understood is a really significant improvement in performance. This is unsurprising. I think all of us, you get a new phone, it works better, it's faster, et cetera, right? When you upgrade your infrastructure, things are a little bit snappier, and that is a really good immediate benefit. So we have benefits for us at the engineering side, but there's customer benefit as well. And the long-term value is just elevated in a very large way. So it's a huge project. We're really proud of it. And we do believe that this will help bring more customers to our core HR products, to our cloud innovations, and make it easier for them to uptake it in their region where they are.
Thank you for that. Marianne, we're going to come back to you. It can be difficult for some customers to adopt new technological innovations. What guidance do you have for customers who can't move as quickly or don't have the resources?
Well, Elaine, we have an amazing consulting organization within SAP, but more importantly, 90% of our implementations are done with our partners. And our partners have unbelievable tools for assisting customers to get moving more quickly. They also have change management practices, because what we find, it's not normally the technology that's the problem, it's the change management piece of it. The other thing that SAP has added at no charge is embedded launch activities. And basically those are templates and digital assets that are provided to help the customer adopt the technology much more quickly. So with all of those things, I really feel that we've done a lot to assist customers. Is there more to do? Absolutely. And we are all over it. We will continue to add those capabilities to make it easier to move to the cloud.
Thank you. So final question for each of you. Meg, Erin, Marianne, and Amy, what is your biggest takeaway from Success Connect this year?
All right, I'm going to cheat and give two. So obviously, I came here with one goal, and that was getting all the hugs. And I have to say that has been even better than I had hoped. But my biggest takeaway for the business is just how enthusiastic the entire community is for the innovation we're putting forward for the future of work. This understanding that the reskilling need is one that will be really supported better with new ways of working and technology. And I think everybody is really clear that this is an opportunity for cultural change, as well as a real opportunity to support our organizations more fulsomely and to really build the career growth that individuals have been yearning for. So the enthusiasm, the support, the excitement, the learning, and then the hugs. So that's mine.
Well, Meg stole my answer about the hugs.
Oh,
so,
all right. Well, good thing I went first.
Yeah, exactly. Elaine, I would say that the thing that I've really taken away and that I'm so inspired by is, firstly, the power of this community of customers and of all of you. But secondly, that DEI and B is really on all of your agendas. And in every conversation that I've had with all of our customers in attendance and our partners, this has been top of mind for people. And that's really critical, both in the world that we face today and in the world that we're leaning into for tomorrow. So that's been a huge takeaway for me, and certainly I think something that we can all benefit from continuing to invest in.
So my key takeaway is a little bit simpler. It's that events like this matter. And we cannot stop events like this. The reasons, besides the hugs, just the interaction, the great feedback that we've gotten from our partners, our confidants, analysts, the media, and of course our customers is, we can't get that in a normal Zoom, Teams call. It just doesn't come across. We don't have that interaction. But I also loved the dancing. So the fun factor, we're bringing the fun factor back. And that's probably my favorite takeaway and the best part of
The
of
dancing was
success.
fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And thank goodness for the cool sneaker trend, because it really made the dancing possible, right? Thank you. So yeah, to add to that, what I would say is that every time I've encountered a customer, whether it's in the hallway or in the women's room or on the dance floor or what have you, is how much they are seizing the opportunity for this moment. Now, I thought I had a busy schedule, but our customers are just, they're going to meet the experts. They're going to, this session, this meeting, that meeting. I mean, they're just taking advantage of every bit of interaction that they can get. And it's really exciting to see.
Thank you for joining us today, and a huge thank you to Meg, Erin, Marianne, and Amy. But the conversation doesn't stop here. Please join us for virtual Success Connect, and you can register through sap.com/HR. Let's change work for good. Thank you.